Yeah, here we are. We're going to do a little video today on the Daikin thermistors, and these are harnesses that have these little bulbs on them, and they fasten to these little clips that are on the sides of pipes, and also they're covered with insulation, so you won't be able to readily see those until you take that insulation off. So what I do is I go to the my board is the A1P. Go to that board, find the plug, and you can find it on your schematic. It has a number on it, and on the printed circuit board, beside the plug, there will be a number for that plug. Remove that plug, and you can they have tiny holes in there, so you'll have to use a multimeter that will register ohms, and you want kilo ohms. And you want to take a little probe and put in there so you can read the ohms. And each line, you can follow the lines. Each line will have two wires, and those two wires correspond to where you want to read the ohms. So we're going to get with it and show you how to do this. I'm going to show you how to check a thermistor, and you'll need a multimeter. You're going to check ohms, resistance in ohms, and I assume you know how to do that. A continuity meter is not going to do it. So you need a multimeter. It doesn't have to be like this one. This is a clamp-on meter, but one that displays resistance in ohms. Okay, we're going to have this in kilo ohms. Megohms and kilo. Right, here's a thermistor harness. This plugs into a board. This board was an A1P board for a Daikin, and it's got two thermistors on it, and they just happen to have markers. This was a green marker and this was a blue marker. This comes on the unit. These are different lengths. And they're not by much, but they are. There's one that's shorter than the other. So if you felt that you mix them up, that would be one way to tell that the long one be the furthest one away. The other thing is, if you remove this, these are in a little clip in a well, and there's a clip there that holds it. So you can release this and remove it. But what I would do is, what I do is I take green tape or the blue tape. If you don't have that, use a tag or something and write the word blue on it or green or whatever it is, so you can get this back together the way it should be. You don't want to mix these things up. But to test it, take your ohm meter, go to the plug. Now I've affixed small wires here so that I can get them into these little slots so I can measure the ohms. Okay? All right. This measures 20.69 ohms. Now I know one of these is bad, so we'll go to the next one. Okay, this one measures 0.748. Now that's wrong. So to prove this, if you've got a Daikin service manual for your unit being your model number, they supply a it's in another sheet, and if you look at your model number, and we're looking at R6T thermistor. So R6T is subcooling heat exchanger gas pipe, and it's type A. Okay, with the type A information, we come back and we read this column, type A, and we read the temperature. So in this case, the temperature is in the 70s, and it's right around 20 K. So we're reading 0.748. So that's not even 1. 0.748. this thermistor is definitely bad. Okay, I'm going to show you another one here. And well, before we do that, let's move on and say that you only think you have a short, or things aren't quite right, and you're really not sure. What you can do is you take this and hold it to your bulb so that you can see if your bulb is shorted, and keep the other wire onto the post, and then you can switch post, go to the other side and continue to hold that on the bulb to see if the thermistor is shorted to the bulb. Because if it's shorted to the bulb, it's going to short to the machine also. You know, you'll be grounded there. So that gives you a thorough check. Okay, in this particular one here, this has 4 bulbs on it. There's a plug. This also came from the A1P. You can see the different sizes, different lengths. Here's another one. And they are different sizes. See, there's 2 different sizes. There's actually a third one that's a different size. So when you're checking to make sure which ones they are, go back to your chart again. This particular one has R2, R2T, R3T, R4T, and R5T. And they would all be A. So we're all good on that. And just for reference here, we will check out okay, 1987, and the ideal temperature would be right around the 20, it'd be 77. That's about what it is out here today. And it's 2001. So we'll move on to the next one. That's 2006. And that one is actually 1880. And that one is 23. So there is a small difference. And I actually changed this harness out, even though it wasn't showing an error code, but where they all weren't the same value, I wanted to be sure that I was in there doing something else, and I stopped and checked this because I was checking another harness. Actually, it was this harness here that I was checking. And so I realized that the machine was 11 years old, so maybe things were starting to happen there too. So anyway, I took care of that, and I changed the entire harness out. So I told you how to check it for grounds. You do the same thing to this one, you know. And it's actually quite difficult to check these plugs. And what I did was I took these small clamps that are made for a multimeter or testing circuits, and I put a couple of pieces of wire on it, small diameter, so I could check the port and make sure that these wires would fit down into this plug, so that I could test it and see what the values were of the ohms for the thermistors. Okay. Okay, folks. Hey, thanks for watching, and I hope this helps you with your Daikin, and I'll include these in pictures of this along with the video. Thanks for watching.